it was pretty cool to see in the second one, where you're the peace missions were different, where you're on the same map over and over again, but things keep getting different. Of course, they change your stuff so you can't prep for the next mission, but whatever. Yeah, I really enjoyed the second one, and now they're saying that the third one is sort of like the first one, and they removed some stuff, and they changed some stuff. So, like, change is good and all, like, but that's what made the second one good, was all the huge changes that they did, and if they're not going to be having those changes, I don't know. It's what brought me to the huge thing about Stronghold, the reason that I'm still like a huge fan of it, after 10 years of playing it, isn't because Stronghold 1 and Crusader. It was Stronghold 2. Stronghold Legends was good too. I think I said I didn't own it, but I've seen a lot of, like, I had a friend who owned it, so I played it once before. I got to see how it was played, and it seemed really solid, like a solid game too, so I don't know about Stronghold 3. If they got rid of a lot of concepts and went back to the original, it'd still be cool, but the changes that they made for Legends, that they made for Stronghold 2, that's what keeps me a fan of that series. So it's like Call of Duty, right? If you just keep getting the same thing rewrapped over and over again, like, I wasn't excited for Call of Duty, because let's just face it, it is a rehash of the last one. Even with the like, I remember doing the Spec Ops for Modern Warfare 2. Awesome, because it brought back missions from the first one. There was a lot of cool things about it. I'm not going to go on and on about it, but the new Spec Ops, just, I don't know, I don't like it as much as I liked the original Spec Ops. It seems that a lot of the missions that you have to do is just like the missions from the game. Do a little bit more with your friend. Oh, there you go, now it's Spec Ops. Let's go do something else while not improving the game. That's my opinion of what happened there, but I don't know. Same thing with Stronghold. If they're just gonna keep rehashing the same thing, it's not gonna be as good as before. And game developers need to know that. I think. I'm pretty sure they do. Because I like what they do. Keep making games. Make them interesting. Make them awesome. But make sure they change. Not too much that it's not the same game, but enough to go, awesome, the new game is out, and they added this and this, with keeping this that I loved in the first game. And of course you're not going to have everybody happy. You're never going to have every single fan of the game happy. They're all going to be like, well, they didn't have this, they removed this from the game. Well, some other people are going to be like, wow, they removed this from the game. Right on, I'm going to keep playing now. And I'm not, like, bashing. Like, I am bashing Call of Duty, but it's not like I don't go and play Call of Duty. It is a fun game. I will say that. But it could have been a lot different. It's the same thing as before, is what I'm saying. Not that I didn't, I still got it. It's sitting up there next to my PlayStation, but probably not the best game ever. it sits next to Battlefield, being unloved. And that's another thing, like, a lot of people, like, that is an example, Battlefield 3, comparing to Bad Company 2, because I should be comparing it to Battlefield 2, but, older game, they had a lot of different releases, they had a lot of releases in between, so let's stick with, like, the more modern stuff. And what I'm going to say is a lot of improvements from... They had a lot of problems to start with. Like, PC gamers, I feel bad for you. I actually have a lot of trouble connecting to the EA network sometimes, and I feel bad for me. But still, there was a lot of changes from Battlefield 2 to Battlefield Bad Company 2. Make sure to say that, because it is important to say. There was a lot of changes, so it was like a different game, really. And that's what you look for when you buy stuff. It's like, oh, I need a new blender, so I'm gonna buy the exact same model, or I can get this awesome new model that has these different buttons that do awesome new stuff. And they got rid of that kink where if you blend ice, it does this and that. So that's what I think about it. Long tangent of Stronghold, but there we go. Colored balls. Nothing else to say. I need to think of something quick. Google, help me. So criminology is what I'm learning in school, if you didn't know. And we're learning a lot about crime. Yeah. We're doing crime stuff. Also taking philosophy, which is fun-ish. I don't know, it's philosophy. You gotta write stuff down. And this is why I have free time. It's because I should be getting a lot of, like, I should be doing work right now. There's probably a report somewhere that I could be writing, but it's not urgent. Like, and it's bad because I'm a procrastinator, and then they assign things weeks in advance. Oh no. I usually don't do it on the last night. I actually do it like I'll do research way in advance, so I completely forget what I'm writing on, which is not a good idea, but still, I'm ahead of the game, in a way, which is good, but then I fall behind on the actual writing of the paper, which is probably not a good thing, but it gets done. Student. I'm an average one. And then, yes, so that's why I have free time to do things like this, because, you know, college, yay. Not in high school, awesome. Not that it wasn't bad, but it was, I find that I had a lot more work in high school than I do now. And I had pretty average grades then too. The last life.